Okay, so this will be our day 2 of piecewise functions, and I split it up because now we could focus on just the graphing since last time we evaluated piecewise functions. So the thing with graphing each piecewise function is we need to be able to graph lines, and most of the time we should know because it should be in slope-intercept form, which let's make sure we remember. Slope-intercept form, use y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. And it's also important to note the open and closed circles. Our first piecewise function x, if x is less than or equal to -3, I know we're going to have a closed circle. X is greater than -3 is an open circle. So these are our domains, and that helps us figure out how far our graph should be drawn on here. So the first thing I want to do is identify that at -3, we're going to have a split. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to draw with a pencil some dotted lines here, so that way I know this is kind of like the split between the two graphs. The first graph, x, is going to be on the left side because it's less than -3. So that would be all these values here. But when I'm graphing the graph x, I'm going to graph it throughout, and then I'm just going to erase what's not on the left side. So let's start. X would mean my slope is 1, and my y-intercept is 0. So I'm going to start at 0, up 1 over 1. I'm going to go the other way because I know this graph is going to be on the left-hand side because it's less than -3, right? So what I'm going to do, notice it's a closed circle, right on the line here. Make sure it's a nice, bold, closed circle. And I'm going to just draw my line in on the left-hand side. And I'm going to erase everything I did on the right-hand side. So that's my first step, is I make sure that I graph it and then I erase what side it's not going to be on because x has to be less than or equal to -3. So then on the right-hand side, where x is greater than -3, so on this side, we're going to graph the -2x plus 1. So this means my y-intercept is 1, so I'm going to start at 1 on the y-axis. And I'm going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So remember with this one, we do have an open circle. So what I'm going to do here, oh, I graphed this wrong. That's a positive slope. I was just going to say, I was like, that looks weird. All right, so let's redo this. It starts at 1, so that part was right. It's going to be down 2, right 1. All right, so right at the dotted line, I'm going to do an open circle, and I'm going to finish connecting my dots over here. So I messed up. I should have known that's a -2 as my slope. All right, so I did an open circle, and I kept everything to the right of this dotted line here because I knew I didn't need to continue graphing on this side since x is greater than -3. So then the next part, your domain, I look here. And notice domain is from left to right. So remember, domain is x values. So all my x values, it looks like it's going to go on forever. There's no stopping. So I'm going to say all reals. And my y values is up and down. So range is your y values. It looks like it starts here, so what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it starts at 7 and then goes down forever. So y, it does not include 7 though, is less than 7. So let's do the next graph together. The first thing I notice, x is less than -1, x is greater than or equal to -1. So I'm going to find -1. I'm going to draw my dotted line, right? It's a little bit light on here, but you guys see it. You go from the origin, you go to the left one. I'm just going to graph these two lines. My first one is -3x minus 7, which means my y-intercept is -7. My slope is -3. So I'm going to start at -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And since my slope is -3, that means go up 3, 1, 2, 3, left 1, because we have a negative slope. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, left 1. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, left 1. 2, 3, left 1. And just keep going. All right, so this, first of all, it's going to be an open circle at -1, and we're going to be to the left, right, because x is less than -1. So it's all these values to the left, and I'm going to make this into an open circle. And I'm going to erase this dot on the right-hand side. So then for our next one, it says -5. So that just means a horizontal line at -5. So let's find -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, is right here. So we have a nice horizontal line at -5. And we have a closed circle right on that dotted line. So we have our two graphs. This is closed circle. Let's think domain from left to right. Looks like it goes on forever, so that would be all reals. Range, that's up and down. It definitely doesn't go past that -5. So we have that, but then there's a gap between here and here, so we're going to write down y equals -5, comma, and then it looks like everything greater than -4, but since it's an open circle, we'll say y is greater than -4. I think we should do one more. So this will be a little bit longer of a video compared to the others. Let's skip down to number 6. That way you guys get one where you have 3. Hold on. Okay, so we're back to recording. So for this one, there's 3 different things going on with like different domains here. So the first one, x is less than or equal to -5. So let's find that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to put a dotted line here. And I'm going to draw a closed circle here to remind me that this line will have a closed circle ending here. The next one, we have -5 to 1. So those are both open circles. So between -5 to +1, I'm going to draw another dotted line. And then the last piece, x is greater than or equal to 1. That one's going to be a closed circle. And since that line is already made, I don't have to draw anything. So let's start. -1. So that means a horizontal line at -1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it start with a closed circle coming off of this line, right? Because x is less than -5. So we're going to the left of this. We're going to do a closed circle, and it's horizontal here. It goes on forever. So this one in between is, I'm going to rewrite it here, -x minus 3, meaning my slope is -1. My y-intercept is -3. So I'm going to start from here because we have slope-intercept form. So start at -3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go, my slope is -1, so we're going to go down 1, left 1. And remember, this fills in that middle space, so try to take up as much as you can in the middle. And remember that if you hit a line, we have to make them open circles. And then I'm going to connect my dots. My last one, 6, if x is greater than -1, so I'm going to find 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go here, do a closed circle, and then it's a horizontal line forever. So far, so good. So looking from left to right, it looks like there are no spaces and it goes on forever. So I'm gonna say all reals for my domain, right? Because that's all my x values are covered forever. My range though is a little tricky. So range, let's start from the top. I have something going on at, which number was this? 6. So y equals 6. And then we have a gap between here where it's, did I do this right? Yes. It goes to, oh my God, I did my slope wrong again. I just noticed that. It should be, we start here at -3. It should be going here, down 1, right 1, up 1, left 1. Silly me. I keep doing that. That's the second time. Okay. We got the y equals 6. Then I noticed there's an open circle here for -4. And then it does go through here all the way down to another open circle here at 2. Oh no, that's not a 2. It goes down to 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going from +2 to 4, -4.